Today's episode is inspired from my Self-Care Society class titled Honoring My Energy. And our opening quote comes from Kate Northrup and her book, Do Less. She says, "What I've found is that when I focus on managing my energy instead of managing my time, I end up having enough time for the things that really matter to me." So how does the dictionary define the word energize? Well, to give vitality and enthusiasm to, or to supply energy, typically kinetic or electrical energy to something. And I mean, if I really don't know anyone who's not looking for more energy, I think. So we're really going to talk about feeling energized in today's session. And I hope that you walk away feeling inspired that energy can look like a lot of different things and come from a lot of different places. So before we jump in, we'll do our pause and practice. So I invite you to just close your eyes, tune in, and feel what it feels like to feel energized in your body. I mean, maybe you're feeling super tired today or sluggish, or maybe you are feeling energized, but what would it be like to turn up the dial on that even just a little bit? What do you notice? What sensations in your body, in your nervous system can you witness when you think about feeling energized, when you try it on? I feel tingly in a good way, like there's just bubbling energy all throughout my body, eager to move forward, chest open, heart open, ready to take on the world. So what is it that you feel? When you're ready, you can open your eyes and carry this vibration with you for the rest of this episode and maybe even beyond if you can. That would be awesome. Now, as I said, I don't know anyone who isn't looking to have a bit more energy. And as a mom of two little ones, I can certainly say that most days I am on a quest to find that in as healthy a way as possible. Now, I used to give a ton of power to my physical health as being the only place where I could source that high energy. And it left me feeling like I could never quite get there. Now, don't get me wrong. I deeply believe in the power of self-care. I believe in quality sleep and nourishing foods, in mindful movement, and of course, in our mindset. But what I learned was that I was giving those things too much power. And at one point in my journey, if I hadn't slept 8+ hours, or if I had a little bit of sugar, or if I didn't do a hard enough workout, or if I skipped my meditation, I'd feel like a failure. It was either I did it perfectly or I felt like none of it mattered. I forgot to give myself the power to choose to feel energized despite my external circumstances. And this shift in perspective to realize that I can feel how I want to feel despite imperfect circumstances has been a really big gift in my life. It's helped me to dramatically drop the all or nothing mindset and to find the ability to look more lovingly at what is working and surrender the rest. Okay, so this is like a big thing. I promise you, it is a much more lovely way to live, to take back that energy, take back that power to choose how you want to feel and not let external circumstances determine that for you. Now, I want to start with 4 tips to help you feel a little bit more energized. So the first is that, yes, we are going to start with talking about physical health because it does, after all, matter. Okay, I won't lie. When I got sober and when I changed my diet and when I cut out processed foods and sugars and I started getting in nature and I started prioritizing sleep and doing a variety of other things for my physical well-being, hands down, I certainly gained more energy. Okay, so this matters, of course, but it's not everything. And it's certainly not all or nothing. So yes, prioritize your physical health. Understand those things that give you energy. Know that those sorts of changes don't have to happen overnight, but also know that it's not everything, okay? The second thing is that instead of dwelling in the energy that might not feel present, honor the energy that does, okay? Can you express gratitude for the places that you had the energy to show up today? Thank you for the energy to turn on this podcast episode or YouTube episode. Thank you for the energy to get out of bed. Thank you for the energy to drink a glass of water. Focusing on where we did show up helps us realize that we are not depleted and that we do have something to celebrate. Even if we didn't have the energy to run a marathon or do something much bigger, right? We still have the energy to show up and we can really celebrate that. It's a beautiful thing. The third tip I have is to understand your natural energy cycle. So I love Kate Northrup's work in this realm around cyclical living and around scheduling yourself based on your rhythms. For me, I know that I'm most clear and productive and creative in the early mornings. So I know that it's a good time for focused work and that later in the day I can take calls and do less mentally demanding tasks. So when are you most energized and how can you utilize that time and really organize your day in that way? Now, the fourth thing is to give yourself permission to take a low energy day, okay? Like better yet, take a rest day, take a day off before you even need it. I like to call this pre-charging so you don't have to recharge. Instead of waiting until we burn out, we can give ourselves an extra dose of self-love by incorporating rest and restorative time into our everyday life. All right, let's practice feeling more energized together with some exercises straight from Self-Care Society classes. As always, we'll pause to give you a moment to think, but feel free to stop the recording if you need more time to ponder or write. You'll also hear inspiring examples from our live classes too, and you can join us for a full schedule of live and on-demand classes at selfcaresociety.co. So our first exercise is a reflection exercise called What Energizes You? I want you to take some time to think about or journal on what really energizes you and what doesn't, okay? So maybe you want to think about times when you feel really alive and ignited versus times when you feel depleted and worn down. And you can write a reflection or just sort of marinate on a reflection to gain more clarity on what the energy givers and takers are in your life, okay? And we're all unique. So for example, for me, great sleep is a foundation to my energy, as well as eating foods that really fuel me. I love spending time in nature and in the garden, as well as spending time with my daughter, watching her play and explore. I am energized by new projects and ideas, creating something from nothing. I love connecting with inspiring people. I know that eating a lot of processed foods really drains me, and so does being glued to screens for too long. I'm drained when I'm overcommitted and I have too many things on my calendar or my list, and so on. Okay, so what is it for you? What gives you energy and what takes it? Mackenzie says, I am energized by sunny morning adventures when I have a safe place to return home to. Elle says, I'm energized by the early mornings by starting my day before others are awake and having stolen hours and feeling accomplished before lunch. Ooh, same here, same here. All right, so the next exercise is a gratitude exercise called Thank You for My Energy. And I want you to think about some things today that gave you energy and just write gratitude for them, okay? So this is not complicated. It's just a simple gratitude exercise honoring your sort of energy givers today. So my example is I said, thank you for time in the sunshine tending to my garden. Thank you for the joy in my daughter when she sees me after her nap. Thank you for a family outing to a new farmer's market. Thank you for the sunshine on my face. Okay, so what can you be thankful for today in terms of what gave you energy? Esther says, thank you for good sessions with clients. Thank you for sunshine on my face this morning. Mackenzie says, I'm grateful for a slow morning, for tea outside, for my coworker flying me to and from work, which led to me being home early enough to be in this class. Elle says, thank you for my loving partner who makes me laugh and smile and feel supported every day, which energizes me and makes me want to be better for me and for him. Our next exercise is a self-love exercise called high to low energy task. Now, it's normal for us to have varying energy levels throughout our day. So I want you to make a list or think about your high, medium, and low energy tasks and roughly what time of day they fall in, okay? So for example, for me, high energy tasks, things that take a lot of energy for me, are focused creative work projects, labor-intensive garden or house projects, working out, social events, okay? Those are things that take a lot of energy for me. For medium energy tasks, I said gardening. I need a little bit of physical energy to garden, but it's not too strenuous unless I'm shoveling or whatever. Phone calls and video calls, some housework, and some planning trips or my calendar or schedule. And then some low energy tasks, some things that take very little energy for me, or when I'm feeling low energy, are reading, watching TV, lounging around, scrolling social media, and cuddling with my daughter. Okay, so break this down: high, medium, and low, and honor yourself and think about what falls into each of these three categories for you. All right, Elle says high energy tasks, job searching, writing, networking, in-person, social connection, and yoga. Medium energy, laundry, house tasks, going for a walk, phone calls with friends, and errands. Low energy, scrolling, reading, hanging with Dan, cooking, web surfing, calling family, and so on. Okay, so this is a really powerful way to understand how to spend your time based on your energy and how to schedule your days. If you're like me and you know, okay, the morning is where I really have that like focused energy. I know what I can do in the morning and I know what I can do later in the day. All right. So this next exercise, our final exercise, should really help. So this is a clarity exercise and it's called the day in each energy. And I want you to describe the three energy scenarios in a more sort of visual, creative way. Okay. So you're going to think about if you were to paint a picture of how you'd spend your time based on which energy window you are in. And this is a really powerful exercise because if you have this handy, it's going to be really helpful for you to check in with yourself and say, how much energy do I have today? How am I feeling? And honor it instead of fight against it, right? Like sometimes we're just feeling we need to rest and chill, but we're like trying to do all the other high energy tasks. It just doesn't feel good, right? So this is really helpful. So my example for high energy, I said, I do a bike boot camp workout and rock it hard. I sit down for focused work for 90 minutes with no distractions and I get so much done. Together with my partner, we plant some of our new trees and finish some garden projects. I play fetch with my dogs and I chase my daughter around. We go out to dinner with friends. Okay, so you can see I wove together a lot of the high energy tasks in this example. For medium energy, I said, I sip my coffee slowly as I start planning out the day. I do yoga or a shorter strength class, then tidy up the house, putting clothes away and organizing a bit. I have a few work calls and stay at my computer to plan a trip we are taking in the fall. I meander around the garden, pulling some weeds and doing some smaller tasks. Okay, and my low energy day, I lounge in bed for a bit and grab my coffee and sit on the couch while my daughter plays. I read my Kindle or scroll my phone. I ask for my partner's support with some house things and to make my breakfast so I can rest. I do some easy work on my computer and so on. Okay, so take the time here to just think about it, to tell the story of, and maybe, for timing's sake, you just want to ask yourself where your energy is today and understand what that looks like. Like what is possible for you today? Where can you give yourself permission today based on how you're feeling? Okay. Okay, so Noelle has some great examples here. She says, for high energy, I take a step class, excited for each new song to start. I'm able to get deep into a flow state of work, ending with a lot of satisfaction. My pup and I play hide and seek and maybe go for a longer walk. For my medium energy, I share connection time with my partner, watching a show or making a meal. I tidy up with ease and feel supported through routine. For low energy, I read and read without guilt. I do the bare minimum to keep myself watered and nourished. Beautiful examples, Noelle. Thank you so much. So as you go off into the rest of your day, ask yourself this one question. What kind of energy do I have to give today? Okay. And then give yourself full permission to take the day that you need. These exercises should have helped you sort of outline what kind of day is available to you and will feel good to you. You deserve it. And you're not more or less valuable based on what you get done. Your energy will guide you if you just create the space to listen in. Thank you so much for joining me today on your morning mindset practice. I hope you're feeling more energized, and I'd love to have you join us at selfcaresociety.co for a live or on-demand class so you can stay consistent with your self-care, connect with other like-minded people, and continue filling your cup so you can overflow onto the world. We need you. I'll see you next time.